Baby. Hey. Oh, it's a Pose live. What? Yes. Hey. Let me step on the room. Let me step on the room. Let me step on the room. And pose, and pose, and pose. Titty out, and pose. That's when it's... Hi. I'll get my top adjusted here, excuse me. Shenanigans. The foolery. Butch Queen. Category. The foolery. Oh. Oh, okay. Hey everybody, it's your boy Matty Rants. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a special live today. We're going to be talking about Pose. I need to keep this, I don't know what's going on here, but it's turning to the right a little lot, and I'm trying to keep my titties in. But I appreciate y'all for joining me today. This is a conversation about Pose on FX. As you know, the show is going to start next week, June the 11th, on the FX network. If you don't have FX, please invest. It's a great program, channel that includes a lot of programs that are really great, good shows, and they also present a lot of movies too. So I highly suggest you get into it. Now, the first season of Pose is actually on Netflix right now. So if you're interested in getting into Pose, I highly suggest that you stroll on down over to Netflix and get you some of that life. And I just finished watching the entire season 1 again just today, just so I could prepare for this live so we could talk about some of our favorite moments, what we can expect from season 2, and what we are excited for as a whole. So again, I thank you for tuning in. Hey people, hey everybody in here. My moderator, if you could for me, please post my links. You know I'm a panhandling queen, sister on a child. Dr. Cross, I see you too in there. If y'all want to donate to the channel, that's paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App, $MattyRants, Venmo, Matty-Rants. Now, I love y'all to death, and I decided to give y'all a little bit of my topish. You know, I normally keep my chest concealed in here, but I said today is the day we're going to let them have it. Plus, it's hot, and I know how I sweat, so I was like, Okay. So, Pose. Honey. Well, Ricky and Damon are still a thing. That's what the trailer was talking about. They're still together. They was kissing and munching and crunching and dunching. So I was like, all right. But this is going to happen a couple of years after what we witnessed, if I'm correct in my thinking. Also, let me give a shout out to this pen company, Aya Papaya Co. This is so cute, right? It's like male Sailor Moon with a jockstrap. Live and breathe. I also have one back here who's supposed to be Pluto, if I'm correct, or Saturn. This is my fave, and this is Raj O'Hara. And as you can see, I have Scarlet Envy on my chest. So there you go. But definitely give them a look. They are a really great company. They have awesome, amazing pins. I'm not paid for this promo. I'm just a fan of their work, and when I saw them at DragCon, they gave some love, and then, of course, this is a really cute pin here, so you definitely need to check them out, okay? Yeah, those are pins. These are all pins in the background, and I plan on, like, making a collage of these, but I need to get way more pins going on here, so I have this Navajo blanket, a little Navajo something else. And don't forget to hit the like button, too. Okay, so Pose is amazing. Do we need to even go any further than that? Pose is amazing. It's a pretty damn good show. Honestly, the writing in it is supreme. It's really cool. I'm a huge fan of the series. Mostly because I can actually identify with a lot of the characters, and the actors behind them are people who we haven't really seen except for someone like Billy Porter. A couple other people you may have recognized, like Jiggly Caliente's on the show, and she's from Drag Race. But people playing like Electra and Blanca, I know Dominique through a show. I don't know if it was on Oxygen or We. I think it was called Strut or something of the sorts. And it was this trans model company in LA. That's where I was introduced to Laith Ashley. I cannot remember that girl's name. I just met her at DragCon. She was so sweet. Oxygen. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so that's where I remember her from there. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, okay. Not Isis King. I know Isis is from, what's it called? Isis is from America's Next Top Model. I'm referring to the other one, the taller one. I met her at DragCon. She was actually really sweet. She's in that Travada commercial. Aries, there we go. Aries and Laith. That was, yeah. Okay, yeah. So Aries and Laith I saw at DragCon, but I spoke to Aries. I didn't get to speak to Laith. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I know her from that, but I don't know really anybody else. So for me, it was nice to see new faces on TV in such roles that involve trans people of color, trans women, trans men in general, gay men, you know, and it also just kind of brought me into an era that I was familiar with because I was in the ballroom scene in Houston for a little bit. I wasn't anybody special in particular, but a girl attended, a girl walked, I performed, I made it past I made it past the semis, girl, and I got to the finals, bitch. A trophy has been earned, but you know, I'm familiar with the territory, and I'm also a huge fan of Paris is Burning. So when I see Pose and it came on the air, I was like, okay, I have to check out this. I have to check out the show and see what it's giving. You know, is it going to be good or not? With the first episode, I'm hooked. Second episode, it gets better. Third, fourth, fifth, it goes on. The show was so good that when we got to the final episode, which was episode 8, and that was Mother of the Year, I'm sitting here left like, we have to wait. Is it going to get renewed? Please tell me it doesn't stop there. And mind you, they actually left the show in a good place to where if it didn't get renewed, it would have been just fine. It could have been something that we all looked at, we all saw, and were able to say those 8 episodes were everything. It was great. They resolved so much at the end. We left it at that. But it also left a couple things open that we as fans would be like, please expand upon this. And also with voguing has come a long way. Voguing, y'all are looking at old school, old wave. There's new wave. There's dramatics that are also, you know, we haven't even seen on Pose just yet. So we're basically going into a new territory. I don't know if dramatics is going to be introduced in the early 90s. I believe that dramatics didn't come into like the later 90s, early 2000s. If I'm correct, I do know that there was new wave voguing that was a little bit more in-depth that happened between the early 90s. But I am excited to see where they take that with the show. Also, I want to see what happens with Electra and Blanca's relationship as mother and daughter who had that reconciliation moment. That was such a supreme moment for me watching Pose, seeing that toxic relationship have some sort of clean, a feeling of final, like, we understand each other. You're nasty though, bitch, but I love you. And she was humbled in that moment after losing her house, her sugar daddy, and everything else. And baby, that song, I keep holding on. Can we also talk about the soundtrack too? The soundtrack. Bitch. Pose has probably one of the best soundtracks ever. Like, period. We can just stop right there. I don't think they released it on Apple Music. Ryan Murphy and the gang, Steve, all y'all up there, please somehow get that playlist on Apple Music because Spotify's got it. I don't got Spotify. I'm not paying for Spotify. I've already paid for too many other little subscriptions and that. So I'm just gonna have to pull my playlist together based on the songs I hear on Shazam. That's what I kept doing. I was like, Shazam it. Shazam it. That was me the entire time I'm watching Pose. Shazam. Oh, Shazam. I would stop recording because you know I'm doing my reaction. So I'm like, oh, stop. Shazam it. Rewind and do the whole thing back. Honey. Every damn song was right. Every song fit the mood of what we were feeling when we were watching Pose. Okay. If you're joining me now and you don't know what show I'm talking about a series that's on FX called Pose. It's related to the ballroom scene in the late 80s, early 90s, and it also relates to LGBT culture, especially with people of color. More so focused on the trans aspect and the young gay black men aspect as well as other men of color aspect on the show. But it also touches bases on, touch base on the AIDS epidemic that was happening around that time that a lot of people to this day are very ignorant over, okay? So for me, this show meant a lot to me because there are friends who I've lost to the disease. I know people who have survived through seeing all their friends go because of it, who lived in those moments. And, it's very important that we share those stories. So it was very much, honey, it's a very telling story. It's real stories that you're hearing, even though it may be fiction. But a lot of this stuff is based on reality that people have already dealt with. And that's why I really love the show. It's a show that is fiction, but it's reality for a lot of us. Some of us have lived this life. So yeah, very much that era. I'm very much for that. My favorite character, okay, so I love the whole entire cast, but if you really want me just to give you like my favorites, my favorite would be Electra. It would be Electra, Blanca, and Pray Tell. Those three in particular were my like trinity. I liked Electra because of her attitude and her presence, and when Electra would walk through, it was push through, bitch. And I like really live for that kind of spirit, and I want that spirit more so for myself sometimes, because sometimes I can get a little too shy in public, and other times I am that push through bitch. So for me, I love Electra. And I honestly thought she did a good job with the acting. Some people were giving her a hard time, but I was explaining to them the dramatics in New York, in the ballroom scene, the way she is speaking, darling, that would have gone that way. That would have been that way for her. So I don't think it was that bad. I thought it was actually really good, and she was one of my favorite characters. And I like the whole beginning to end scenario and how they, did that for her. Hey everyone, here's the Pose playlist on Apple Music. Oh, thank you so much, love. I appreciate it. I also liked Electra. Said that. Blanca was my other character who I liked because Blanca reminded me of myself, like how I am just with my channel and how I feel about y'all, my rant pack, and anybody who I come into contact with as friends who I meet. It's sort of like I become very attached and we're very family. I can be a little hard sometimes, but it's all from love for me. And I want the best out of people. And she was like, what she was facing when she got diagnosed with HIV, like that was like, girl, she had to really pull her shit together. And that's something to see somebody really overcome something like that, bringing somebody else into this, Pray Tell, who also, found out he was positive. It was just like, girl, like the way she was able to pull herself together, it was great. It was really, really great. I love that part of her character and her whole winning moment at the end of the season for me was like perfect. It was like deserved. You know what I mean? But the other person, the last person on my list for the top three, I guess, of my favorite characters, I think who my favorite is Pray Tell. Pray Tell is my favorite. Okay, done. I mean, for what reasons do I need to give you? Pray Tell is amazing. He's the best, the bomb. He reads for filth. The category is, girl, get him on the microphone and everyone's attention is commanded. I am here for this. I'm here for this. Now, I can tell you, Falani, when I was at DragCon, Jiggly Caliente got on the stage and she gave a speech, and she told everybody that she will be returning as Veronica Ferocity. So there is a possibility that she will have more lines. Remember, she was in the shop where the girls were shopping and stuff like that. Hey, Christy. Hey, everybody. So she will be returning. I'm sure she'll get more speaking lines. I know Laomi's going to be getting more lines. I'm sure of it because now that we're into the 90s here, this is getting more into her wheelhouse of voguing. She does old school too, but Miss Thing is a dramatics queen. Down, bop. This girl can death drop, injure feelings. You are not winning that category today. I'm sorry. It's It's not in your favor. Let's move this in a little closer. There we go. Hi, there we go. Much closer, much better. So yeah, it's gonna be 90s. It's gonna be early 90s is the theme. It's probably gonna be 1990 if I'm correct, 1991, that time frame. So I do know that Damon and Ricky are still together. I know Blanca's trying to build up her household and keep her family together while she's also handling her status. Pray Tell is in the same kind of boat. He's living his life. He's super excited. Remember, he had a man at the end of the last season. Let's see if that continues going on into this season or if he feels a single jush. Also, Electra's ready to get back into the run. The run, the dun-dun-dun, the run, the dun-dun-dun. So Electra's about to get her household back together because remember, she loves Blanca this much. But she wants her house, and she wants the title, and she wants to be the best. Oh, that was my favorite scene. If I really were to jump into the next part of this where I could say what was my favorite scene from Pose this season, it definitely was the last episode, Electra reading The House of Ferocity, or at least Candy and Lulu. Read them. Girl, please. And I mean, everybody had to stop and go, ooh. Oh, now, Angel and her boyfriend. Was that Stan? I can't remember what his name was. Was it Stan? Okay, so that has ended. I don't think we're going to be dealing with that anymore. I know Angel wants to be a model this season. And she's going to try to pursue that career. Now, if you remember from Paris is Burning, I can't remember her name, but there was a person on there who their storyline was based on them becoming a model and them looking up to women in the magazines that they read and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. Hey, D. So for me, Octavia, there we go. Thank you. Was she Saint Laurent? Was that Octavia Saint Laurent? Tell me if I'm right. I believe it's Saint Laurent. Now, that wasn't Venus. Venus had another unfortunate end that we thought that Angel's story was going to be Venus's story. That's what we were thinking when we were watching the first season. I think they're going more into Octavia's storyline with Angel, specifically. Thank you, Miss Laurent. There we go. Saint Laurent, baby. Listen, I know my documentaries. I know my shit. But yeah, so I would say that they're moving Angel into that category, into that field where we are going to see her into the Octavia storyline of I want to be this woman and I want to be this model and I want to be considered this da-da-da-da-da. It's just going to go that route. So I'm here for it all the way.
You got the hair out today?
I got the hair out. What you mean? This hair's always out.
Is it?
Oh, you talking about this hair?
Yeah.
Oh, first of all, bitch, she's always out. I've always kept. First, hold on. Let me turn this camera around so y'all can see Jamar in his bonnet. Say, baby. Come on, walk up on here. Come on, Tammy. Come on, Tammy. Come on, Tammy.
Ain't nobody ashamed about my goddamn body, goddamn it. I go to sleep every night in this motherfucker. Sure do.
You better get your Bonnet Chronicles looking ass out of here.
I go to the grocery.
Bye, Tammy.
What's that? I went to a Fiesta in this damn body.
You went to Fiesta? Well, that's Fiesta, though. Fiesta's known for bad smells, cockroaches, and if you go by the fish section, you're going to possibly have salmonella. So,
but cheap prices?
Cheap prices, though.
Don't buy their meat.
Never buy their meat. And when you take your shoes off when you get home, too, because I promise you it's going to be sticky. And that's not from the car to the house. That's from the floor in a Fiesta. And a food town, too. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Woo! I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. Oh, no. Oh! What? Oh, okay, listen. But you can go to the donut shop and do that out here now. Thank you, Dee, for your donating. If anybody else wants to donate today, please go through the links that are available. YouTube holds this funds until the 21st of each month and then takes 30%. And as you saw from our good friend Jake Yonsei, they're demonetizing people. So, real monsters. But thank you for your donating. I appreciate it. And thanks, love, for being with me for RuPaul's Drag Race and Pose. I hope my dreams come true as well, honey, because I've been dreaming forever, girl. But it'll happen eventually, girl. This is what we're trying to do. No, not the cantina. This is a grocery store. Did you get your 50 from PayPal? Was that from the last yesterday? Because if it was, then yes, I did. I'm not sure. Let me slide real quick, see something here. Okay, no one's donated to any of the links today, but I did from the previous day get yours, Squall. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you, baby. Okay, sorry about that. We had to double check here. Ooh, it's getting a little toasty. Sorry for the commercial break. Bonnet Chronicles came up in here. Girl, Fiesta has the parrot on the front, and it's not Toucan Sam though. It's some other parrot, and the parking lot's never right. It's always fucked up. There's always potholes. There's always it's one of the grocery stores you can go to, and there's still rideable, things in the front for 25, 50 cents. That kind of place. That kind of girl. No shade to them. I'm just saying every time I've gone, it's not been a pleasant experience. But I did get a good check cash there one day. Okay, so back to Pose and off of this grocery store, Zalama, Zalama, Zawhoop. Okay. So, yeah, the reading section was my favorite. Also, one of my favorite moments was it was the singing from Pray Tell and Blanca at the hospital with Sandra Bernhard. I'm so glad that Sandra's coming back for the season, for this season, for the season, because Sandra Bernhard is one of my favorite people to see on TV. I did like her in American Horror Story Apocalypse, even though I didn't care for her character. I was just happy to see her. Jiggly will probably get lines. Let's not do that. Jiggly's a character. She's on the bill. She's Veronica Ferocity. We're not going to shade Miss Caliente. She had some lines in this season, too. She had some, but this was just the pilot season. So we'll see what happens. Oh, baby. Yeah, there we go. Get some. Ooh, some cool air. I'm excited to see what they do with the music, because one thing about Pose is that the soundtrack and the score that they have with the show blends and matches so well to my love of music, my aesthetic, and to the time that they're trying to present to all of us. You know what I'm saying? It's not off. Some shows are in a whole nother decade and they give you some other kind of music because they're trying to be so current. I hate shit like that. Like, why would I go see a medieval movie and all of a sudden Kanye West comes on? For what reason would he be playing in that century? Help me, please, God. In the midst of Joan of Arc being burned at the stake, why would Ludacris come on? Stand up! Like, what is happening here? So, for me, personally, I just want it to be kept on the right track. I don't want to have some kind of bullshit again. Oh, Jermaine, you already know Back to Life, Back to Reality is probably going to be used for the first episode, if not the second or the third, or not a moment after somebody have some kind of sex or some kind of crazy moment or something crazy happens. It's going to be back to life, back to reality. However you want it, oh, how do you need it? How? Oh. I'm very excited for Pose, everybody. Y'all don't understand. I'm so excited. It's going to be really good. Again, if you haven't seen Pose Season 1, it's on Netflix. It's available for everybody to watch. I know I'm going to be doing my reactions and reviews. There's room for everybody. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Yes, honey. Oh, yes. Well, hold on now. Hi, Tracy. Love you too. Um, Candy and Lulu are going to have way more time. And you know this. You know this. Candy and Lulu are going to have way more time this season. Because now Ferocity is established in some sort of sense as being the sore losers. And they are known for being the messy stunt queens to get the shit done. So we will definitely have a lot more moments with those two in particular and the shenanigans. Get ready for that. Now, what will happen with Candy, what will happen with Lulu, it is yet to be seen. I'm excited, regardless. I'm very excited. Can't you tell? I'm excited. Whitney Houston, I will always love you. Well, Louis the 13th. Why did I just automatically say 13th? You have 17th on there. Excuse me. We have to think of how long the I corrected myself. We have to think about how long the episode and the time frame is going to be, because that's 92, and if it's in 90 and that hasn't happened yet, we may not hear that song. So we got to think of like this kind of time frame. If it makes it to 92, we may end up having it. They may do a jump in the midst of the season. We may have a moment between, you know how it is with Ryan Murphy. He's good for making us go through portals and shit, and we didn't even know it. But we may end up jumping into 1995 or 1994, 3, 2, 1. You know how it goes throughout the season. So we'll see how this goes. I'm excited to see where they take this, because once again, it was a pilot season. It was a season that, you know, mistakes could be made, but it really couldn't because of what kind of show it was and how important it is to the LGBT community, as well as people who are allies and supporters that want to see stuff like this, or who want to be educated, and even beyond that, just great television. So we got this opportunity again for another season. We have another opportunity to showcase the talent that is already there. They're Golden Globe nominated. I believe the Emmys had them included. They need more awards. They need more recognition. The show is great. The writing is great. Everybody behind it, producing, directing it. I live, I breathe. One day, maybe I'll be on the show. One day, maybe I'll be talking about the show on another show about this show. I don't know. But this is definitely one of my bread and butter TV programs that I am very happy for. Once I see a trailer or once something pops up, you know, I get excited. I get teary-eyed a little bit, like, oh my God, Pose is coming back on. I get very, very happy. And while I was going through season 1, this did take place that I found to be, you know, it still touches me. It's the first episode. And it's when Blanca goes into the dance company to speak for Damon and ask that he be, you know, put on the, I guess for the school year because he missed the deadline for tryouts. And so the moment where she was like, you don't know who he is, like you don't understand what he's been through and how much talent he has. And she's like, who are you exactly? And she goes, I'm his mother. I'm his mother. Flush of tears down my face, like, oh, that felt, if she ain't a Libra, I don't know what to tell you. It was everything for me. And then once he danced and he did it to, you know, I want to tell somebody, I want to feel the heat, Whitney Houston, hey, giving you that life with somebody who loves me. And the teacher hugged him after that. And he comes outside. Whew, I'm gonna start crying again because I was crying earlier watching it. But he goes, I would be dead if it wasn't for you. I wouldn't have lasted one more day on that park bench, and I would have done anything to survive. I got in. Oh. I get so emotional from that scene, y'all. Okay, this is why, if I were to break it down, why that always touches me. Because for me, I don't feel like I've had that moment. And when I see people who I can identify with, who I'm rooting for have that moment, it does nothing but give me the feels like no matter where I am, no matter how old I am, no matter who or what is wrong and this and blah, 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 I will have that moment of everything going wrong. And then not only something going right, but it's the right thing to go right. It's the thing that you needed to go right. He needed to be in that school. He needed to go to school. He needed to have some sort of structure. His parents left him alone. He found a whole new family with somebody he just met days ago who just fought for him to be in some school. Bitch, think about, like, really pull that in there, people. Pull that in with the first episode. Please, God, think about that. That was days put together of immediate trust and understanding of someone's situation, recognizing their talent, and believing in them to be better and do better. Girl, that was deep. That's why I cried. That's why I had a moment like that. I don't have those moments anymore. When my mom passed away, I don't have people cheering me like that. So for me, and sometimes I can't hear it from others because it's not that person. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me, seeing that is like, it's coming. And not only is it coming, but thank you to the writing department for pulling that in there for a lot of us to see that moment. The thought of failure crossing someone's mind in the midst of the performance to simply gather themselves together and say, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. Let's go. And succeed with releasing every emotion that was available to convey the message they wanted to present. And then thanking the stranger still who you call mother for pushing you and making that play for you. Sometimes we need people to pull us. That's why a lot of these girls you see are famous now. Honey, that wasn't just from the one and the two of just them. People saw them and said, you know what? I like him so much. I know somebody. And you know what? I like this. You know what? This, that, and the other. Pull him in. Now, I'm working. I'm putting my shit out there, girl. I'm hoping for someone to pull me at one point in time. But I also have to walk the walk and talk my shit so someone will want to. So we continue this every day. We continue putting this out here. We continue doing what we do. But baby, when I tell you, because Ricky, I think, got the shot with Al B. Shore, and Damon wanted to go and support him. So I think this is going to show us them coming back, like, after the tour, because they're not going to be on tour for 3 years with Al B. Shore, girl. Come on now, let's think about that career. That wasn't no 3-year tour, sis. So that was a few months. I'm sure his parents are going to see him on TV. I feel we will see that moment. I think we'll see that moment. I think that they'll try to inject themselves back into his life, or they'll try to say, you need to come home and, we were wrong. But then they try to, like, restructure him into thinking differently, because that's what happens. That's how that goes. I know that all too well. I've packed my suitcase many a times in my household and left the house, only to be picked up down the road by my father throwing me in the car to get me back to the house to beat the shit out of me to then go to sleep with a knot on my head. I know that struggle. It's been there, done that. Been there, done that. Another thing too, I wanted to, like, stress upon with this show that a lot of people are taking for granted, and I see this a little bit with these messages that people post online. There are stories now today with a lot of parents accepting their children that are being, I guess, stories written about it and, articles posted. It's really beautiful. And it's promising to show those situations being held in a great light and not being some ugly situation like that. I just want to stress, though, that is not everybody's reality. And so when people see that, they assume, oh, everyone's good. They're not. That's not everyone's reality. Showcase those moments so that they reach the right people who in those situations may be fogged with the ignorance of not understanding what true love really is. That I ask of you. Outside of that, do me a favor and don't let people fall into a blindness of realizing that, oh, one story makes it up for everybody. Like, just how there's a video of some police officer helping this young black man out and not doing something crazy. Okay, that's pretty, but guess what, baby? I need to talk about everybody else in this motherfucker. That's nice, though. But don't make that the world when that's only that situation. That there's many realities in a reality. Don't play all that shit. And that's why I like Pose. Pose brings me back to a reality that I know very well. That is a reality that some people are still facing that keep on going. You feel what I'm saying? It's a part of it's part of the late 80s, it's part of the 90s, it's part of this ballroom culture, but it's a story. It's a time frame that people have forgotten and maybe they've taken and appropriated and used in certain senses to, you know, I guess to be funny or oh no bitch and this and that and the other and I got this from that or say the house down, some stupid shit like that when it was never said that way. It was never said that way, the house. The fuck? Things are changing, things are new. That's all real. At the same time, though, Pose is important because that's blueprint shit. Paris is burning is important. That's blueprint shit. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, blueprint shit. Tu Wong Fu, blueprint shit. Get all the old movies from back in the day, Twist and all that. Billy Goes to Hollywood. Blueprint shit. That's the Queer as Folk, Noah's Ark. Let's go. We can do it. Go on back. Let's bring out the old stuff. Bring out all the remember when all gay movies had everyone die at the end of AIDS and HIV? Every single fucking one of them. Always someone dying of AIDS and HIV. Bitch, because guess what? That was the reality at the time. And the writers in Hollywood that were able to get those stories out were doing that because that is literally what they were presenting. Well, baby, welcome to this new world. This is this is real. Hate to be the one, but I am the one. That was the 90s. That was all those movies was simply that everyone's dying and it was always sad and it was just like, what? No, not Philadelphia. There was well, Philadelphia was one of them, but there was many movies that they would play all the time, like way back in the day in the 90s. And it always would be some like stuff that you find on Showtime and Cinemark. Cinemax? Yeah, there we go. Mark. Oh. Cinemax. And it would be some gay couple. Someone had sex. Hold on, Louis XVII, what's going on here, baby? What's happening? What's going on? What's happening? I don't have the names, baby. I just explained that to you. I've seen a lot of movies. I don't have the names of everything. I've seen many. I don't have them in my head like that. Psh, look them up. Type in movies in the Google and say gay movies in the 1990s. You will have a plethora pop up and you can go through all of them. That's all I'm saying. I know you didn't, but I'm explaining that for me. So when you go, someone died in Wong Fu, I'm like, no, I just meant that in blueprint. Now, you took a situation that was in the end and made it the beginning. I'm trying to keep you in the same line as me. That's why I'm having this moment with you, okay? Exactly. That's why I'm like, no. Bam. Okay. Brokeback Mountain is a good one. That was in 2000 something. Is that close? You feel me? It's like, I hear you, but come on. That's something you can ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Like, that's all you have to do. It literally happened. They had every movie with us out here, and then we would die. No, the serious movies, no, the campy ones, that was always the sex ones. That was the Not Another Gay Movie, and what was that other one called? Oh, God, there was There was like this one that had like 45 sequels, and it was always the same actors, and it was just like... What was it called again? What was the name of it? It was a series, and it was like the same people, and it started with this like bi couple, and then they changed it in God, what was the name of it? I actually used to watch it all the time. Girl. Hi in India. What was the name of that? I don't know. Anywho. Nowadays, Tales of the City? No. Eating out. There it is. Yes, that's it. Eating out. 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 There it is. There it is. There it is. Oh my God. There was like 45 sequels of that. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, I can't. See, okay, so David, hear me on this. And there's no disrespect for that, for you even making that statement, but it's the truth. There's nothing wrong with that because guess what? At that time, like for instance, what was that movie called with Matthew McConaughey? Such a good movie. The Dallas Buyers Club, okay? That shit is real, okay? And those movies are very good. But I always say to myself, like how I talk about movies that have to do with certain people of color in certain situations. It's like, are we always going to be always doing the same movies? Is it always going to be the same, this and that and the other? Are we not going to change that up? I get that's a part of our history, but can it be like, can we do something a little bit different? Can we make it not so stereotypish? Can we jump the bounds a little bit? When I see Pose, you can go, that reminds me of Paris is Burning, but I don't think immediate stereotype. I think a story. I think I'm listening to these people's stories, and I think of, the characters and what they're trying to give me versus this is the scene. You know what I mean? Like some movies, it's like this is the scene, and there are people acting, but this is it. This is all it is. Shout out my friend. Take care, Jaded Nerd. But seriously, I like movies that have character development that's very deep, and shows like Pose do that for me because I want to know about Blanca. I want to know about Electra. I want to know about all of them. I want to know more and more and more and more. And I'm hoping that this season it doesn't kind of like fall into a place of where we've seen all of it before, and now that we got it again, we're just not it doesn't, I don't know, appreciate it. Well, everyone's personality and feelings are different. I would challenge that to say, why not understand somebody's feelings about that? Yeah, I mean, I know people who don't cry. And I don't get that. It's like something really tragic just happened. And there's no emotion. But guess what? Who's to say they're not torn up on the inside? That's not for me to get. That's for me to understand and respect and then be like, okay, you don't want to cry. I'll give you a good example. When my mother passed away, my brother did not cry. And he spent a lot of time with her. And he was completely torn. I know he was upset. But he did not shed one tear. The day the call happened, the day the funeral happened, after that, not one. But you better believe he was upset and he was completely destroyed. But it was like a whole nother feeling and look of him. Me personally, I was out there, blah, like just melting. So, I don't know. I ask and implore that we open our minds sometimes, and while we ask for examples and questions, we also do research too. And I don't know. People do channel their pain differently. That's why I like Pose. We saw different forms of grief and how people were handling it. Some people didn't want to accept anything, so they just find themselves doing other stuff. Other people wallow in their, tragedies. Others find ways to make it their own, power. It's however you look at it. Well, if only we all had the same kind of mentality as you to be able to think of it that way and just I wish I had that power like you do. But me personally, no. Nothing about what I've gone through has made me a victim. If anything, it's just made me stronger, and I allow myself to express my feelings because that is my strength. So, but yeah. So if I'd like to get back to pose here, um, but yes, broken bones aren't self-induced, girl. Um, yeah. I like elevator music after those moments. Yeah. So post season 2, it's gonna be super amazing. Oh my god, I will be so excited. I can't wait to do more reactions and y'all see me just go crazy and maybe cry a little bit and have my emotional share with you, depending on what the scene is and if it touches me from something, you know how it goes when I watch something like anything to do with anything about like what I've gone through, what I've been through. I'm always like, oh my gosh. I have 3, but I need more. Because low-key, I don't have the one I want. These don't... Okay, meh is cool, but I don't always feel meh. And then Hallelujah is... Yeah, that's cool. But I'm not always... I don't say Hallelujah all the time. I really bought this because they didn't have the one that I really wanted, and the guy who was selling me the fans kind of flirted me into getting a second one. So I got the second one. Which gay actors do you want to see in the new season? Me? No. Specifically actors? Well, that's difficult to say just gay actors. Personally, I want anyone who is familiar with the ballroom scene to be on the show. Who has a, I guess, want or need to act. And so that way they can get some work. New faces. I don't want to see anybody I know. I want to see new people. Who is this guy? What did they give? Should they come back next season? You can rewatch season 1 on Netflix. It is available on Netflix now. You should be able to. Also, if you want to see any of my reaction or review videos for Pose, totally check out my playlist that I put on the channel. So that way you don't have to like scroll through and find it. I made a whole playlist of the 8 episodes I reviewed for the first season. Yay! Like, I feel like season 2 will end with Billy and Blanca smoking weed for their HIV. That would be interesting. But I don't know if that will happen specifically. But I'm praying that we don't lose any of our main cast people. I'm really attached to everybody. I forgot to mention Poppy. Poppy is so suave and sexy. So I'm just kind of like, ew, all right from Poppy. But I don't want to lose any of the characters that we have. I kind of like everybody. It's kind of difficult. Just like, ugh, I don't want to see these people leave or go away. Because I've grown attached to them. And that's why I can't watch Attack on Titan. That's exactly why I can't watch Attack on Titan. The exact reason. I hate that anime because every time I like a character, they're eaten. Within 5 minutes of falling in love with her. Fuck that show. Horrible. Great animation. But, you're killing everybody. You're killing everybody, Smalls. You're killing everybody. I don't think Evan Peters' character is coming back. They haven't actually promoted his storyline, and them on the show for me last season was really to bring more people in with the audience, so I think they can focus on the characters they actually want. If someone had to go, who would you want to go? I I would want to make it interesting and have Ricky die and this whole love story thing with Damon and him dealing with like this initial death. And you would have thought it'd been Preytel or Blanca because they were diagnosed earlier, but Ricky really had the disease and he was hiding it from Damon and it just kind of like ate him up. If I was the person writing the show, that's what I would have done. I would have done it that way. I would have made a whole like tear crazy moment. It'd been episode 7 right before the finale. All of that. Ooh, I do love Aphrodite. She's sickening. I want to see a lot of the people. I'm very excited in general. So, right. Okay, so I was just listening to this song from Pose that is by Diana Ross, The Boss. Love You Bunches too. The soundtrack. Like I kept saying this before and I'm going to say it again. I'm ready for the soundtrack. I'm ready for new characters. I'm ready for the old ones to get more time. We get more stories behind them. We get a little bit more depth. I'm ready for some plot twists, and I'm ready for a lot of good ballroom tease. I'm ready to see the girls walk, get phased, turn, pose, live. I'm ready to hear Preytel on the microphone again. I'm ready for that kind of moment. Ha! Do you think a Madonna type might show up? I think so, because it's the 90s, so I wouldn't go past it. I believe that's possibly going to happen. Hold on, I'm checking something, y'all. Give me just a second. All right, I just saw 2 donations that were posted. Thank you so much for those of you who have posted donations. And again, if you want to donate to the channel, it's paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App $ MattyRants, Venmo MattyRants. I think Electra might have something to do with the Peep Show, but I don't know if she's going to manage it per se. I think she may be running like a little prostitution thing. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, I'm so excited I have my fans now because when I do my reactions, I'm going to have one of those moments. Just real kiki. I'm excited. Okay. It's 53 minutes in. I have 10 more minutes in my brain left of this live here with y'all today. I think I've over-talked and under-talked a little bit. So I want to leave this time to have you ask me some questions here. Anything you want, could be pose related, could be anything else related that you want to just have a gab or a chat about. You may end up getting me for another 20 minutes based on you giving me the right questions. But yeah, I mean, it's been 53 minutes. We've been talking for almost an hour. And that's just how the Matty Rants channel goes. That's how my rant pack is. We start to rant as my pack. We rant and we pack. Pack on the rants. Pack rants. Rant to pack. That's what we do. Have you seen When They See Us? Jay McCullough. I'm nervous to see that. I'm very nervous to see that. I probably will see it very soon, but I have to be in a right mental mind frame. I have to be in the right mental mind frame because the woman who lied against them already is acting like, oh, I didn't mean all that. And it's a lot. So give me time for that one because I'm already angry. I'm already angry just looking at trailers and reading other people's reactions for it. I'm getting pissed just watching it. I am not going to even attempt to see the last X-Men movie done by Fox. Fox has ruined my favorite Marvel franchise. Disney, I'm asking you with all your infinite power, you know where you get it from, girl, to please, well, I don't know about infinite, but to please do my X-Men justice. But I'll be damned if I'm going to go pay money to see a false Jean Grey, Sansa. I'm not gonna go see Sansa. I'm not gonna go see Sansa Stark. No, ma'am. And Jennifer Lawrence is not Mystique. I said it. I'll say it again. Rebecca Romaine Stamos is the only Mystique that I will recognize. I cannot take Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique girl. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not going to see Katniss Everdeen and Sansa Stark. I'm not going for it. No, ma'am. Not on tonight. Not on tonight. Sansa Stark. Strongest Pose episode to me was Mother of the Year, but I also wanted the episode where Prey Tell's boyfriend died was also a very, very strong one as well. Oh, Halle Berry, not in the Disney one. She ain't coming back. They ain't gonna put Halle Berry in it. They already said they were gonna recast everyone. Are there any gay web series that you watch? I watch The Triangle. That's by my friend Carlos. You need to check out his show. It's really, really good. All his shit. He's great. Good writing. I would love to be on his show, but I'm not sure if he thinks I'm soap opera material. But I'd definitely come in and throw some reeds. I have to be a shady character. Well, shady is easy, but I could also be the sweet, innocent one, too, who gets my feelings hurt and cries in the corner and low-key just goes through it, but that's fine. Let me go through some of these questions. Yeah, the strongest one was Mother of the Year, and the one where Prey Tell's boyfriend died, and I think the first one, too. It was like the first, the middle, and the end were great ways to hold the show together. I found your reactions by accident. It gave me life. I shared your reactions with some straight friends. Yay. I don't know why I did that. I said yay. Oh, yay. Which local Voguers in Houston would you want to see in Pose? Oh, God. What? Okay, there's, oh, my poor friend Tata. If Tata was still alive, I would want Tata to be on the show. Because me and Tata used to Vogue against each other, so... The most relatable character, in your opinion, on Pose? They're so difficult. I think, to me, Damon is the most relatable in a sense just because he is so vulnerable and he's new and we've all been that person. And so we can respect his journey into being this man in this world where he's not accepted for the color of his skin, for... you know, who he is as a person, his lifestyle choices, all that type of stuff. So, yeah. What was this? Night Tea Girl. Your actions, which cause more people to watch. You need no more. Oh, Rock the Pot with Jay Dewey. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I thank you so much for that love. You know, I really didn't even know anybody was doing Pose, like, reviews like that or whatever, and that a lot of people weren't even, like, trying to watch the show. And they were like, well, I don't know what it's about, and it looks like it's weird, and this, that, and the other. Who are now like, well, bitch, I'm gonna hop on this train, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. But I'm glad you found what a lot of us were already looking at and seeing as being greatness. Steve gave me a shout out last year, and that was really dope of him. He said this is one of my favorite reaction videos that touched my soul, and it was like, okay, cool. I'm doing this. We're doing the right thing. We're doing the right thing. But you know, it's just nice when anytime anybody recognizes me for whatever. But I want to say I don't do it for recognition, but God, it's nice to get it. But I do it just to do it. Real tea, and to hopefully take this from this page to me doing it on television and reacting and having commentary on TV shows and whatnot and whatever. Damn it, I think I'm talented and funny and cute. Even when I don't have my hair cut right and my chest hair is out. Have a good night, everyone. I'm about to wrap this up in 5 more minutes. I want to make sure I read some more of these. Have you seen Aladdin? I have not. Halle Berry for president. No, thank you. She hits and runs. Let's see here. Are you going to watch The Lion King? Of course, Beyonce's in it. Who would you cast as the new ex? Oh, that's a long list. I'd have to put things together. Have you seen Sugarcane Show? I have. I watch. I think I'm subscribed. I live through when they see us being in. Ooh, girl. I'm already like I get anxiety seeing it in my queue. Woo! Because you know I take things personally on those levels, like watching 13th. Oh, Miss Thing. Oh, things I already knew that I just got brought back into my view that are even bigger now. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Thanks, Jay McCullough. I appreciate it. Soon. And then I'll be looking back at this moment like, I was a little snot. Oh, okay. But yes, so no more questions I see. Awesome Blossom, cool beans, ... Thank you so much for joining me here. We got to talk a lot about Pose Season 1, what we're excited for Season 2, some of our favorite moments. We kind of went all over the place. I may have responded to a comment and gave a little too much time and attention, but I love all of y'all, believe it or not. And sometimes I want to speak back and say, what's going on? I'm confused. Help me out so that way we all can be on the same page. I don't know. That's just me. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see your question here. Merman, I didn't skip over anything. I say if I didn't read it, that means I didn't see it. So you may want to reiterate it again for whatever question you had. I hate when y'all do that. Oh, y'all just skipped over me? Girl, boy, ma'am, sir. I didn't see it. I was surprised the lady playing the piano had the song though. Girl, it's TV. It's TV. Of course she had that song. Oh, you want to play this? Oh, I know how to do that one. That's my favorite. Of course. That's how that works. This one I like the best because of the wood here, and it's like the natural color, and then it like kind of clicks. I think the HIV storyline is going to play out a bit better this season because it's going to be, I guess the 90s had a little bit more, people were becoming more aware of what was going on, and treatment for it was starting to change up. We may get another drug introduced to us that we all will need to do research on and, you know, understand, you know, at the time if that was something that was helpful or harmful. I think they will be delicate with it, just like they have been before, and come with intelligence with the approach, as well as what's the word I'm looking for here? Ooh, my chest hair just got caught in this pen. Ow. Okay, thank you. No, I don't want to say respect. That seemed too easy. How do you feel about the wife's encounter with Angel? Oh my God. Compassion. Thank you, Dr. Cross. The word just could not come out of my mouth. Come out of my mouth. Okay, yeah, I that was a very intense scene, and it also was handled very well, in my opinion. I don't know if we're gonna have that moment again because it's been done before. I would like to see them expand on Angel playing that sort of the line of you know, it's sort of like she wants love, but it's hard for her to say no to someone who's giving it to her based on things that she's been through. But the man was married, and she wants to have that strength to say, I'm worth more than just second run. You know what I'm saying? The wife handled it like I mean, one that you would want to handle it, you know, not going crazy to kill somebody, but to sit there and be like, okay, I get it. But this is bullshit. It's bullshit. It is bullshit. Wouldn't you be mad too? Wouldn't you be mad too? Wouldn't you be mad too? Girl, I'd be mad. Listen, let me find out. Let me find out that the person who I'm dating, who me as a gay man is like, okay, this is bae, is now dipping into the lady pond. And I got to go meet this woman. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is happening here? I thought he liked butt. And he likes butt and puss. No! Like, this ain't gonna work. I mean, of course she was transphobic, Dr. Cross, because that was the time Well, it's never acceptable to be, ever. That's her character. She can't accept her initially. It's just kind of like, I understand what's going on, but this is fucking ridiculous. You feel what I'm saying? So she don't know. She don't know what's up. She's not part of the RuPaul's Drag Race has not aired yet. Oh, well, that wouldn't be the one to help out with trans relations. Whoop. Other shows that deal with, trans issues appropriately, have not aired yet. So there wasn't time for them to get there. This is why you have to stay through the whole video, because you get gems like that read. Bam. I feel bad for the others who missed that one. That was a good read. A good read. Good read. Good read. Good read. It's truth though. Ask Gia. Don't ask Carmen. Oh! That's two. Oh. Oh. Ho. 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 I'm acting. I really should say ask Peppermint if you really want me to be real with you. Because that's the only one that actually hasn't been in no bullshit ass drama. Oh! Well, the thing about it is that there are certain guys, just like with Electra's relationship on the show, who like trans women who have not gone completely, what is it? Post-op. They prefer pre-op, where maybe the chest is done or there's hormones being taken, but there's nothing, this down here is still there. And it's like a thing. So when he did that, I was like, I got it, because that's what he liked. But there are also trans women who don't want to be looked at in that kind of way or be fetishized by that. And so what we saw right then and there was a moment of fetishization. There we go. I was going to get it out. Fetishization. Feta cheese. Feta cheese. Feta cheese. We got that moment. It was played out in a delicate way with all that type of stuff. So, I know many men who have dealt with that before, or have dealt with relationships where see, Merman asked a question that now I want to know, because he got a little pop-a-doo, and now I'm scrolling all the way back here to see what this question was that I missed. Girl, look at all this scrolling I'm doing. You see this arm's been up for a long time. I answered a lot of these questions from you, sir, and you wanted to know about that one. Why your chest? Oh. You asked why my chest so sexy? Because Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. In my chest. Oh, yes, yes, he does. That's why. That is a Christian answer. In a sense. Okay. I'm getting off of here now because my tank top is saying goodbye, and I coming in late. Hey everybody, Zazzles, oh my god, I'm like literally about to leave. Why do y'all do me this way? Yeah, my tank top's giving up on me. You see, it's giving up on me. Listen, have you seen the commercial when the guy goes on a date with the girl and the shirt's like all like junked up or whatever? We need to have a Pokemon. I feel like I should do a separate live for this. Oh, I feel like we should do okay, maybe I'll do one tomorrow. I think I'll do one tomorrow. I'll do one tomorrow. It'll be about Pokemon because the new Shield and Sword information got dropped, and I have to talk about it. Oh, girl, so much to talk about with that. We will have that conversation tomorrow. I will gear myself up for that one. Okay, cool. All right. So remember, oh, thumbs again. Ha! There we go. Remember, if you want to watch Pose Season 1, it's currently on Netflix now. Definitely take a look. The entire first season for all 8 episodes. They normally run an hour or some change or a little bit under that. So it shouldn't be too crazy to watch and catch up to the second season, which will premiere on FX on June the 11th. I will then have the reaction and review posted on YouTube the next day, Wednesday, for you. Danielle, thanks for your $20 donate. Hugs and kisses, best love and wishes to you. Again, if you want to donate to the channel, please go through PayPal or Cash App or Venmo. PayPal's paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App $MattyRants, and Venmo Matty-Rants. My hands are doing this now. Okay. All right. Oh, we got to 51 likes. Thank you so much for the thumbs up on the channel and for the page and for everybody who is new here that's coming to this crazy place that is Matty Rants. Remember, I'm your best friend on the internet, the guy who's going to tell you to stop drinking, but then tell you look good with that beverage the other day and the guy that was with you was right. Yes, and everything was really cute for you, bitch. And who could play video games with you in the same instance and beat your ass or you beat mine, who then can go out with you and grab something to eat, come back and watch a movie and talk about it together and literally have a sleepover with sleeping bags. I'm that puss. So I'll see you again later on this week for more videos. Hugs and kisses, best love and wishes to you. Hearts, McGarts. Totally. I will watch the Work the World's tour special. I don't have World of Wonder Plus. I might have to get it. But I will be doing a special review on that one as well, and I will make announcements for that later on this week. Bye, everybody. I never press it right.